Roisin, still a lot of scenes going on behind us here in Parnell Park. What a victory for your side.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I feel like I'm in a bit of a daze. I can't remember the game, I can't remember anything. It's unbelievable.
You had the awkward position at the end, being off there. You'd ran yourself into the ground. You'd done your scoring beforehand. How is it like watching on at the end?
Cruel. It's so cruel. There's nothing, and that's what it's like for people on the sideline. That's what it's like for management. There's literally nothing you can do, and you're just praying to God that it'll go your way. And obviously, pure drama at the end there. We watch it back. I couldn't even see it. I just can't believe it.
It was weird. Both sets, there was Dublin supporters in front of us celebrating, there's Galway supporters. Nobody knew what was going on.
I don't know. A square ball, I presume. I still don't know. I don't care, to be honest. I don't care. It was just unbelievable. I'd love to give you the cliche of it's only a game and we have to focus on the next game, but I don't care. It's unbelievable, and we're absolutely delighted.
You should be, because not a lot of people give you much of a chance coming up against the reigning champions, and you had that disappointing result against Cork then as well. Nobody really gave you a chance. How was that like in the group?
To be honest, we were quietly confident, but obviously people within our own county and outside the county didn't have any faith in us, which is fair enough. If you look at our league results and look at our Cork game in the championship, we weren't good enough, but we knew fine well if we went toe to toe with them that we'd give them a good battle, because not many teams go toe to toe with the likes of Dublin. A lot of teams drop back and are very defensive, and we just went for it and we came out on top by an inch.
I see you're wearing the Preds. They came in good today.
Oh yeah, I'll have to keep them going now. I'll have to make sure they're on the radar. I don't know. Just things just went fairly okay. Sure, I was launching wides as well there, so I don't know.
You did enough of damage though to get the important goal. Was it 2-3 in the end?
I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But now I suppose you will have to celebrate this. It's like the men's last week, isn't it? Nothing won yet, but a big step forward.
Well, yeah, I suppose, sure. We're all excited here like kids, but no one will remember who won the quarter final, and that's always the way it is, but I'm sure we can still enjoy it,
Congrats, well deserved.
Thanks a million.
Thank you very much. Daniel, I don't know where you'd even start to describe that game, but probably that little smile there says it all. You've done it the really hard way, but you've defeated Dublin here, knocked out the All-Ireland champions.
Yeah, huge result. I think it'll echo around the country. This evening. Nobody was giving Galway a chance whatsoever, and we're delighted to get a result and still be playing football.
There's a lot of parallels to last Saturday evening in Croke Park. Galway versus Dublin, All-Ireland champions. Not a lot of hope, but Galway showing a bit of doggedness and just a will to not give up.
Yeah, absolutely. We were down quite a few times in that game, even in extra time as well, and each time we reacted to it, and that was the key thing for us, that it was a never say die attitude from the players, and a huge credit to them. Goals
win matches, hey?
They do indeed, and in fairness we took all 3 goals really, really well, and that's probably something we were lacking a little bit in our league campaign. We weren't scoring too many goals. We're delighted to get 3 goals against the All-Ireland champs.
I suppose in a game that tight, that competitive, that scrappy at times, that hard fought, they did make a big difference. Not that there's ever a bad time to get a goal, but you got them at good big times, and I suppose the one at the end is paramount to that.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it probably would have taken a goal to finish it off at that last one, but even before that, those goals came at the right time for us with Roisin. So, it's fantastic that we can keep going, that we can get the opportunities, open teams up and get goals. So delighted with the performance from the girls.
Got to ask you at the end, Hannah Tyrrell free from over on the right hand side. It goes in, it drops short. It was in the net. There was a Dublin supporter in front of me dancing around for a good 40 seconds. Pandemonium.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, obviously, I had my eyes very much on it, and I saw the ref put his hand up straight away. So I was actually celebrating. So they probably thought I was celebrating with Dublin. But look, there's a level of rub of the green involved as well, and I think we haven't had too much of that this year, so we'll take it.
What does this mean for the group? Obviously, it's through to the last 4. Cork now, even dream about thinking about that, but through to an All-Ireland semi-final. But the manner of the character, a lot of Galway support here as well. Not a convenient time for supporters, but big noise at the end and nice celebrations still ongoing behind us actually.
Yeah, it's huge. Look, families coming up and backing us has been fantastic. It's not the ideal time to come up against them, but it is what it is. But our group will take a lot from this game. They will take a lot from it, and after we get over this, the little bit of excitement, we're back to work on Wednesday night and preparing for Cork.
Not sure if you're staying up making the full benefit, or whenever you decide to go down, it will be a shorter journey now that you've got a fantastic victory.
That it is, yeah. Cheers.
Congrats again, Dan.
Hey, so chatting to Mick Bohan, Mick, hard luck. I mean, it looked like possibly twice you had that game won, but it just wasn't to be. How do you reflect on it?
Sure, look, massively disappointed. I would have told you 3 weeks ago we were probably playing the best football we'd played as a group, and obviously a couple of setbacks with some of the girls. Just Kate Sullivan picked up a hamstring injury. Orla Nolan did her cruciate, and then Carla unfortunately pulled her calf, and it was nearly like the belief in the team just kind of, we didn't play with the normal composure we'd see with the group, and obviously I thought we just weathered the storm, and it would have been obviously a fabulous character win. But in fairness to Galway, they stuck at it.
Yeah, absolutely. They battled, didn't they? Because from a Dublin perspective, you had chances tonight that you didn't take. And I suppose if you were reflecting, that might be one of the things that maybe frustrated you from a Dublin perspective.
Yeah, hugely. And like small things, like, I mean, as I said to you, they mentioned the 3 girls, Orla, Kate and Carla, 3 right-footed free takers. I think we missed 5 frees, stuff that normally settles them. And so that obviously had a knock-on effect. And obviously, it's hugely disappointing for them.
The goals, it's the old cliche, goals win games, but it was the timing of them as well. They seem to get them at very important times.
Yeah, and certainly the first 2 goals, we had won the initial tackle, spilled the ball, and normally we'd pounce. But that's, I suppose, what we're trying to figure out. We kind of played with the jitters that we normally don't see from them. And that was a knock-on effect of probably losing a few players who just, it stabilises the ship, and that wasn't there today. So very disappointing. Yeah,
it felt as well like Galway always stayed in the game. You weren't able to shape them off. Despite being, I thought you were dominant for large periods of the game.
We did too, and we'd have huge respect for Galway. We always had. I would have said, I went in and said it to them in there. Over the time I've been involved, you'd nearly say that the biggest underachievement team. They've had teams far stronger than what we've had at times, yet they haven't delivered. But I think that the Clonbaron crew in particular, when I went to extra time, I thought they were excellent. I thought Nicola Ward was superb in extra time. But again, as I'm saying to you, like those scores, those normal chip over scores that you eat into the confidence of a team, normally we weren't getting them today. And so we even, I think 3 times in that closing in extra time we went up by 2 points, but we didn't go up by 4. We didn't pull away from them, and that's the stuff we would normally do. So once you leave yourself hanging in a game, there's always a sucker punch waiting to come.
And make the format, I suppose, in terms of how it's played, you have a lot of games before it gets to real knockout stage, which is obviously the same for every team, don't get me wrong, but is it hard to know exactly where your team is at before a game like this?
We did know where we were, and like I'm genuine, I would have said to you, and I've obviously been down the road a long time with them, but we were playing the best football we have ever played, but it's amazing. Like realistically, every team knows this. You lose key players, and it has a knock-on effect. People talk about strength panels and all that, but it's rubbish. Like there's key players involved in every setup, and if you take them out, the team isn't the same. So look, that's what happened.
It's obviously immediately after the game now, but is there a sense of having seen some of those players in Sky Blue for the last time, or is it too soon to say at this stage?
Yeah, I'm sure, for sure. Like, I mean, the sacrifices some of them made, to just give me, like Sinead Ahern back again for another season. Goldie came back from Australia, Jen Dunn came. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but for sure it won't be the same dressing room again. There's always changes, like we saw that last year.
I got to ask you about the last couple of seconds of the game there in extra time. I had a weird circumstance, I'm not sure I've ever seen it before. Both sets of supporters up celebrating. It was crazy. Your thoughts on that period?
Yeah, well, and even the goal, like you see the net bulging, you think you've got away with it, but look, isn't that great? From a point of view of a spectacle, I hope it was a good spectacle for people. It was certainly exciting. Obviously it's always nicer when you end up on the right end of those exciting games, and a lot of the times we have. Today we didn't.
It's going to be difficult now watching on. That's a silly question, but you've been used to being there and thereabouts. It's a different challenge, different dynamic. Yeah,
in the 8 years that I've been involved, we've been there 6 times, so yeah, certainly, but that's life. I mean, nobody has a divine right to be in them. You have to earn them, but we know that, and look, we're big enough boys and girls to take this one on the chin.
I mean, what about your own perspective? It's obviously a big job. You spoke last year about having to bring new players in and things changing. Do you want to come back again and see what you can do with this group, or with a new group, as you mentioned?
I don't know. A lot of that goes back to the county board now. I certainly know it's time for me to put a bit more time in at home. I've been missing a lot, so somebody has to cover for that. So maybe it's someone else's time. We'll see. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.